Ladies and gentlemen, there are so many things to talk about. This is live stream number 5 or 6 today. Well, one time it had to do with the title. The live stream was disconnected. I'm pretty sure when I read the title, the live stream was disconnected. Another time was the last time I showed you a picture of a video I made about my prophecies dating back to the year 2010 and was explaining that only people that are members of my Patreon community could see that video, because what Google did was they removed the monetization from that series of videos I made. So in that series of videos, I described what the future was going to be like and what they, T-H-E-Y in capital letters and quotes, what they were going to do to America. So we had a full cast on. We had Scott Del Fuego, we had End Times. There were, I think, 9 participants. I'm not sure. I can take a look. 7 participants. And as soon as I showed you nothing more than a picture, then I turned the camera around to show you the thumbnail to my video that I posted to Patreon this morning. As soon as I showed you a picture of it and a partial title, right. If I even say the guy's name, the video will crash, the live stream will crash. Let's say his name was Al, and then he had a last name that rhymed with Dor, Aldor. The Aldor rhythms, the algorithms, D-O-O-R, the Aldor rhythms saw the title of the video that I took off YouTube. I wasn't struck or anything for it. It just, it doesn't agree with their agenda. And as soon as I showed just the words to the title, and I even covered up the word that rhymes with head. When I said they want your, and then the word rhymes with head. They want you, and the word rhymes with head. As soon as I showed that, as I showed that video title, the computer artificial intelligence read the title. I didn't say the words. It read the title and shut my live stream down, because in my uploads from Hoodwinked by an Angel, that video was removed from monetization availability. And I removed the video from YouTube and brought it to a different place and posted it in Patreon. So I know that there was only 3 people here because they got tired of watching my live streams collapse. So I won't make this long. End Times was on, maybe because I mentioned his name, maybe because I said those words, but at the same time I was talking to a blogger named End Times, who has followed me for a long time and knows that everything I ever said about the hog-nosed bat is true. Everything I ever said about the Vatican is true. Everything I ever said that the United States government was going to do to its own people is true. Everything I ever said about certain things that happened in the early 2000 era are true. And in fact, the investor that's coming to the Philippines, more staying with me in the Philippines because we have been childhood friends, but also he's very interested. I didn't realize he had such a deep religious fervor, and he's very interested in actually helping build the church, and especially that the church is going to be run by myself and Brother Big E and Sister Chi Corsairs. And we're going to have online introductory program that Big E will do the investigatory, how do you say that? The investigations to the people that wish to meet the women in the Philippines. He will do the background checks. There's probably going to be a service fee for that, and anybody that wants to meet any of the women that will be available to meet, either from Cebu or Bohol, Big E will do the investigations and the backgrounds on both the women and the men, so that the men can be assured that the women are not married, because that's not allowed in the Philippines to date a married woman. And the women will also be investigated to see if they have children. It's this way because a lot of the women on the other dating sites, not the introductory program that we'll have in the church. A lot of the women say they don't have children when in fact they have 2 or 3 or 4 children. And those women you got to watch out for, because if you get involved with one and you get one pregnant, you are part of the family, and you'll be responsible to some small degree, maybe not, to help the family out with the rest of her siblings. So it's something that should be investigated. If the girls are forthright and they say they have 3 children and you want to date a woman with a few children, that's okay. But at least you'll know. Because I ran across that problem. It wasn't a problem, but I dated a woman for 8 months who I met at the ICM mall. She worked there. And she never told me she had children. So come November, actually we were swimming, and I was doing an upload from the beach, and we sat down at a camping area, a little camping area, and the woman said to me, Christmas is coming. I said, yeah, I know. I said, you want to go away? Because I figured we'd go to Palawan together. She goes, no, I'd rather have 20,000 pesos. I said, what do you need 20,000 pesos for? So she explained to me that she had 2 children, and she wanted to buy each child a cell phone. So that did not break up our relationship. But what eventually, not shortly thereafter, it ended. Probably that was before Christmas. And I think sometime around April, 5 months later, there was another thing that happened that we broke up. And so we dated each other for about 8 months. But the children were not problematic. But there were other things that were problematic. So, but had I known she had 2 children, I probably would not have dated her, because you're going to be responsible to some degree for another person's children. And if it was just the children, if it was just the woman and the children, it would be not so problematic. But you have to also remember, when you marry into a Filipino family, you marry the family. So if the mother of the husband or children's father has a problem, that's your problem. If the woman is married and you're dating her, that's problematic. You can go to jail for that here in the Philippines. So there were other issues which I won't talk about as to why we broke up, but to be honest with you, it would have been nice to know she had 2 children before I started dating her, because I liked her, but she was not forthright several times, and enough is enough of that nonsense. So, on to the private investor. So right now, the investor does not wish to be named, although you have seen his name on my live stream. And he has a secret. His secret is he's a very religious person at heart. And the fact that he and I have been friends since we're about 11 years old just allowed him to be my friend because of his religious fervor. Normally, he wouldn't be friends with someone that is not religious like myself. I'm not very religious. I'm going to definitely you know, take serious interest in building the church and having services for the locals, which they can enjoy, and also to be able to introduce quality men to quality women. And that will be a year from now, maybe a year and a half from now anyway. So it's really not problematic. But he is a serious person. I didn't realize he was so religious, especially considering we know each other for so long, and the background of his background and my background, how normally they would have clashed, but being that we were friends from childhood, they didn't clash, which was nice. So he's willing to make a very generous donation towards the church of Christians Plus, and we thank him for that, brother, and brother from another mother, and so we move on. So the church will be accepting all of these that you have. Now, you can't send them in physical form unless you bring them with you. And that's possible. You can bring these to the Philippines. You can even bring as many as 10,000 of these to the Philippines. You're allowed. It's by law. You can bring 10,000 of these to the Philippines, or you could bring 100 big boys, 100 century notes. Let's call them century notes. You can bring 100 of those legally, and they'll ask you, and you don't have to pay any penalty for that. So, or you can send me a check and I'll deposit it, or you can deposit the money via bank funds. So there are many ways. We'll work that out. I'm not ready to start accepting donations yet, but we are going to, once we gather enough money for the church, once we gather enough money for the church, and we have enough investors to make a serious issue out of that. So now, moving on to the computer, I gotta tell you, get in this computer. I'm going to show you. I got this hat on, the hustler hat. I'm going to show you something on the screen. Okay, so let's go. So this morning, well, let's go to Bible quotes first. Let's go to the Bible quotes in my notes. So we all know that it's better for you to give and for me to receive, according to the Lord Jesus. It's in the Bible. So I mean, if it's in the Bible, it must be true, right? So it says right here, it is better to give than to receive. Is from the Bible, Acts 20:35, King James Version. And then it goes on to say, I have shewed you all things, how that so laboring ye ought to support the weak, and to remember the words of the Lord Jesus, how he said, it is more blessed to give than to receive. So I'll post that in the show notes so that, this is food for thought. And bless you, my sons and daughters and sisters and brothers of the Church of Christians Plus, future Church of Christians Plus. Bless you all. In the name of the Lord, amen. So let me cut this part. It's going to have to be posted in 2 parts. Nobody is commenting because everybody knows that they keep knocking my live stream off. It's an amazing thing. I can show you a picture of my Patreon account. They'll knock my live stream off. I could say the word of one of the titles of my previous. They'll shut my live. It's an amazing thing. So the computer. Okay, so Asus ZenBook Pro. You want to see problems getting a computer, being that this lockdown is in place? If it wasn't, I could go to Manila. All right, so let me find this other. Okay, I'm going to show you the hustles that they get. Now, I went to 4 websites this morning that they have the computer priced at a low price. So this is what they do here. They get you to try to go to their website. So look, this is Laz Mall, right? Online shop. And the computer, for this computer at the top here, this is the computer we're talking about, the Asus. I'm saying they couldn't possibly sell this computer for 75,000 pesos if Newegg has it for 150,000 pesos. So here's what I run into on 4 different websites. So we have the shipping from Laz Mall, and we go to shop, and watch this. We're going to go shop, and it's going to show there are no items available. So it's to get you to go to their website, and it's a Lazada website. And on the Lazada website, it says this product is no longer available. So we'll crash that page. We'll knock that page out. Then we'll go to the next one, which is Lazada, which is the same company. So they have it here for 89,000 pesos, which I still don't think is possible. But here's what happens when you go shop. So you go to shop, and you're at the Lazada Mall, and then the same thing happens. Sorry, this product is no longer available. So we go to the next one. So this place here, Memo Express. I'm not sure button. Let's see what happens. I click this button here, and let's see what they have to say. Now that was, I think, didn't give you a price there. I don't remember seeing a price. So I'm waiting. And it says price.com/jump/shop. So it's establishing a connection. I'm not real sure why it's taking so long. I cleared the cat. I did a lot of stuff to the computer yesterday with an online technician. Okay, so it's not opening up the ZenBook Pro Duo. All right. 404, not found. Up, here we go. No results found. So you saw I clicked the button, and yet, even though it looks like it's a real page, not available. So we crashed that. That was Memo Express. But now we're going to go to Vilman Plus. Now this is really interesting. So Vilman Plus has the item for 169,000 pesos, which is 25,000 pesos more than Newegg. But let's go shop. I click that? Go shop. Let's click it again. Okay, go shop. Vilman Plus, but you have to go to Manila to get it for that price. So they have, it's the unit, but you have to go to Manila. So if you work out the details, if you add it to your cart, like that, add it to the cart. So it's 25,000 pesos more. So it says, we only entertain clients located in the Philippines. And then has a 0% interest promo, which I'm not interested in. Now, here's the kicker for that. So it's already 25,000 pesos more. To avail this promo, or if you want to charge the item with your credit card. So to get the promotion, or if you want to charge the item with a credit card, you have to visit a Metro Manila Vilman branch where your credit card will be processed. Then it will take 1 business day to process your credit card order. So you will sign for the 169,000 pesos, and then you have to stay in a hotel for a minimum of 1 business day. So you're looking at about 10,000 pesos round trip and another 5,000 or 6,000 pesos spending money. So you're looking at 15,000 pesos if you go alone, on top of the 25,000 pesos that above Newegg. And if you want to buy the unit, that's what you have to do with the credit card. Now, I don't know how else you could do it. It doesn't give you another option. So theoretically, I can't buy the computer from this place because I can't go to Manila. And I'm not going to go to Manila and spend 35,000 pesos more for this computer when I can order it from America. So and if I could buy it a different way, it even goes on to say there are other applicable charges in addition to the 169,000 pesos. So that probably means there's a VAT tax, because over here the total of 169 does not say with VAT tax included. So VAT tax is 10%, so it'd be 16,000 plus 170, that's 176,000, plus 15,000 pesos to go there. So you're looking at 190,000 pesos. Why can't people just put a price down on a piece of paper like it used to be in the old days? So that's that's 45,000 pesos more. So what I'm going to end up doing is ordering. So we'll go back to that page, to the page again. We'll go to the last option on the page, the Ben Store PC. Oh, let's go shop. And let's find out what they have. One of these I did not see the price for. And one of them I remember was 199,000 pesos for the plus delivery. Well, this one has a little bigger, 32 gigabytes of DDR4, and a 1 terabyte hard drive. So this one should be a little bit more. Okay, this one is more. It was 185,000 pesos. So let's get that off there. So that's 178,000 pesos. They just reduced it just this morning because I do remember that price. But I don't know how you'd get that. So that's going to be, let's add it to the cart. So the shipping is cheap. It's 100 pesos. So it's 178,000 pesos. 178,000. So that's 35 and 5. That's 43,000 pesos more than Newegg. So Newegg is going to ship that computer to the Philippines. I spoke with their representative. Newegg will ship the computer to the Philippines. Let's get the price up there on the screen. Newegg will ship the computer to the Philippines for this price, 140,000. Whoa. Wow. Well, they got they have a lower price here for Deal King. That wasn't there this morning. So the Newegg will ship it to the Philippines for 145,000 plus 4,000 pesos for delivery, 3 to 5 business days, but it'll be 10 business days. So that, if I go with that, so 148,000, and the other price was 178,000. That's 30,000 pesos less for the computer. Let's see what this has to say. Let's see if Deal King. I'll press the details on Deal King. Maybe they have the computer for 127,000. You would think in today's economy that they would be reducing this thing in price. So it's less from Deal King. No. They did reduce it. Newegg reduced it another 2,500 pesos since this morning, because this is the Newegg site up on top. Yeah, the economy is They need to sell this stuff. Oh, God. This started out at 149,000 pesos. So it already went down 8,000 pesos in 1 week. That's not bad. And let's make sure it's the same unit. Yep, it's the 4K Nano Edge i7 9750 helicopter. Okay, so let me read this out. I have to put my glasses on. Okay, so we have the Asus ZenBook Pro Duo Uniform X-Ray 581 15.6 4 kilo. Uniform Helicopter Delta Nano Edge Bezel Touch Intel iCore India 7 9750 Helicopter 16 Golf Bravo Romeo Alpha Mike 1 Tango Bravo Papa Charlie Lima Echo Sierra Delta G-Force Romeo Tango X-Ray 2060 Innovative Screen Pad Plus Windows 10 Pro Uniform X-Ray 581 Golf Victor X-Ray Bravo 74 Tango Celestial Blue. So that has been reduced down to 142,000 pesos from just in our last page, but it's sold and shipped by Deal King. Okay. So they're reducing the price, but Deal King must be an intermediary between Asus because it's still a new egg product. So if I go back one page, it's still shipped. So Deal King must be some division they have here in the Philippines. I would even venture to guess that if I waited a few more days, this price would come down into the teens, the 115, 118,000 peso range. I might do that. So let's just check to make sure again. So it has an extensive connectivity with HDMI USB Type-C. So there's one USB Type-C with Thunderbolt, gigabit class Wi-Fi. So it has one USB Type-C with one Thunderbolt connection. A Thunderbolt connection is you see these two ports here, left and right. If I'm downloading from my GoPro and I use this port, 10 gigs of information will take 1 hour if I download from this port. But if I download from this port, 10 gigs will only take like 15 minutes. So some ports have what they call super fast conductivity. So the Thunderbolt is a high-speed transfer of information. And it has one Thunderbolt Wi-Fi 6, 802. Okay, that's normal. Transfer speed may vary. So you do see the price went from 147 a week ago to 129. So actually went from 149 to 129. It went down 20,000 pesos in 1 week. Yeah, this is going to, and this one has 32 gigs of RAM. The other one only had, well, let's make sure before I say that. No, this one has 16 gigs of RAM. Okay, so DDR RAM. RAM means random access memory. It's how the computer looks at things, how it relates. I'm not exactly sure how it works, but in order to get, like, when you type in a keystroke, the random access memory working with zeros and ones connects the next keystroke or the previous keystroke or everything that you do. That's one of the things that brings your ideas to fruition, so to speak. So, but but 6 gigs of random access memory. Okay, this is a DDR4 RAM. So this 4 gigs is enough. This computer that I'm working with now has 2 DDR2 RAM. So it'll be twice as powerful. However, it'll have a solid state drive, which is better, and 16 gigs of DDR4 RAM. So it's going to be 4 times as powerful as this computer plus. So I'll be able to do editing with this computer. But based on the fact that the computer went down in price, 20,000 pesos in 1 week, that's a considerable amount of money. So I can't call up Newegg to see if I can get this price. They used to have a policy that they matched prices. Even though Deal King is a subsidiary of Asus, it might be better that I buy it. I don't know where they're based. Let's find out. Let me view the details. Okay. I'll bring you with me here because you're part of this process. You people that donated to the computer, I try to keep you guys updated with what's going on. So here's Deal King. Let's view the details. Okay, so I don't know where they're located. You're going to find out with me here. Okay, so this is a VAT tax inclusive. Okay, so it's 142. Okay, I'm wrong. It's back up to 142, down from 144 plus. That's with the VAT tax. The VAT tax is usually 10%. Okay. But then again, now on the bottom, it says Newegg 129. See how confusing this is? And then when you talk to the people at Newegg in the chat, which I have the chat that I showed you last week. Now this is 144.9 from Newegg. So it's 144.95. And we'll go back and we'll see what that other price was with the VAT tax. It was less. I'm trying to shop here. So 142.9. So it's 600 pesos less. So it's $12 less. It's not much, but I'm looking out for my contributors, especially the fact that you people have been so generous to buy me the computer. I'm not going to spend my money haphazardly, or your money haphazardly, shall I say. So if it went down 8,000 pesos in 1 week, today is Saturday. Newegg only, I'm not sure if Newegg works on the weekends. They used to work Saturdays, but I'll give this a shout out to them on Monday and ask them what's up with their current price. And what I'm going to end up doing is buying this computer from America. Even though it will not be under warranty, I'm going to go with the knowledge that the computer I have now, the Asus X53, is 9 years old. It still works pretty good, but it doesn't have, I've showed you this before, it doesn't have a computer screen. The screen is no good, which is why I have the big screen. And I would prefer to have a computer that I could bring with me when I do some traveling in the near future, and I want to be able to do editing on the fly. So that's just one reason. I would prefer to have a computer that I can do some editing with, because this computer, to be honest with you, for those of you who don't know, I cannot put 3 gig video files into Movie Maker. If I put 2 of them in order for them to render a video, it might take, say I take my GoPro files uploading 2 gigs. Okay, so, and those are 10-minute clips, and that's high resolution. If I put 2 of them in, it might take 2 or 3 hours for the computer to render the 2 videos where I can cut and paste and splice. And then after I render the video or cut and paste and splice, if I wanted to add, it might take 6 or 7 more hours for the computer to do its job to cut and paste and splice. And then, of course, you have to upload. With the new computer, I was talking to Wes from One Lonely Farmer. He has the, what's the name of that? The Apple computer. He said with his videos in high resolution, he could put 5 or 6 3 or 4 gig videos into his computer and it will render in minutes, not hours or days. So I tried that once before with two 3.72 gig files, and it took 8 hours for it to render, and that's just too long. So let me go back to the live stream and see what's up over there. It's Pat Pepper. Brother Pepper. Brother Pepper. Now that has a ring to it. Brother Pepper is here, and Brother Chris Evans, hey, back on. Cool. So Chris Evans is saying cool about the computer. Or are you saying cool that I'm shopping? Because in theory, that price would have never changed until they came out with a new model. But it already came down 8,000 pesos. So say 150,000 pesos is where it started. 10% would be 15,000. It already came down 12% since last week. I'm thinking based not just on the economy in the Philippines. I am thinking that based on the economy worldwide, those companies are going to start bringing those computers back down to a realistic price. Now, I don't know what they pay for the computer, but typically electronics is purchased at one price and then the price is doubled. That's how they do electronics. It's not like in the garment industry, the Italians and the Jews that own the garment industry, they might work on 5 or 6%, 10% profit, on top of, with of course, their overhead. So they might be buying a bolt of fabric and for $100, and that $100 they'll turn around and sell it for $150. So it's a 50% markup. And out of that 50%, they might earn 6 to 10% for profit. But the computer sales, it's just now a bolt of fabric. It could be 8 or 10 inches in diameter and weigh 150 pounds. It has to be taken off the truck with a forklift, or 2 men have to hump it off the truck, and then it has to be stored, and then it has to be covered. A computer comes in a box. You could put 100 computers on a shelf. The profit margin is vast when they double the price of the cost. So I'm thinking that price is going to come down. I'm going to wait a few more days. So that's what I'm going to do. And so I'm working on. Now, I also had a problem, which is why I stopped working with Newegg. They're the best computer sales, gadget sales in America. I bought stuff from them before. They are on par with Dell computers. They're the same quality, same professional salesmanship, and the same return policy. They don't ask a lot of questions. If it's broke and they can't fix it over the phone, they'll just tell you to send the item back. Dell pays for the shipping, and Newegg pays for the shipping both ways. Not here, though. In the Philippines, I would have to pay for shipping. But the problem, why I didn't order it last week, was because it comes with a 1-year warranty. And they don't have a problem with replacing the unit, 100% replacement if there's a problem that they can't fix. But you can't ship the computer back to America with the battery in it. And if I can't ship it with the battery, then it voids out the warranty. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a chance. In a few days, I'll order that computer, and then if it needs to be serviced, I will, in fact, have it serviced here in the Philippines and just pay for the full servicing. I don't have a choice to save where it just went from 142,000 from 100. It just went down 30,000 pesos. So the 30,000 pesos will be more than enough to repair the computer. And Brother Scott Del Fuego, welcome to the machine. Now, Scott, I read your message 2 days ago, and I'm going to tell you, I haven't been sending you stuff. The videos I've been going through from years ago, because I know you said you work from 4 a.m. in the morning till 10 p.m. at night. And then you have to come home and do your chores. So that by itself is an 18-hour day, if my math is correct. So I've been not sending you the videos that I would normally send, that I post, that I have unposted. So the wordsmith is back. Michael is back. All of us need to evaluate the depth of knowledge he is willing to share, not just in technical construction and mechanics, but in metaphysical and the paranormal. Thank you, Scott Del Fuego, the wordsmith. People think that I'm kidding when I tell them stuff. We'll go into the paranormal because I'm ready for this live stream to get shut down any time now. We'll go into the paranormal. I did reload this bottle. I'm putting a couple of pieces of anise in the bottom of each bottle. So Scott Del Fuego has more wordsmithing. Brother Scott, what do you have to say here? Things you will hear and learn nowhere else, because Michael is brave enough and bold enough to say the truth when others won't. Contribute and show appreciation for this. Well, Brother Scott, let me tell you something. We had a banner week